Joker, that's the second game in a row where the bench played pretty well. I'm just curious how different that is for you, and if there's a sense of relief here and knowing that they can hold the lead a bit while you're out.
I mean, and I think we have some mature players that know how to play, and I think they're. I think I don't want to say, but I expect them to play good, because of course, they're gonna have bad moments, but I think they know why they came here, and I think they expect them to expect that from themselves too.
We talked to Jamal earlier, and he was talking about David Adelman, called him an offensive genius. Just what's it like working with him, and just what have you enjoyed about his approach?
It's details, isn't like from the small detail where to catch the ball, how to catch the ball, to like how to move. He's talking about the basketball cuts, basketballs. It's from one simple action, we can have so many different varieties, and he's just teaching the guys and telling the guys how to prepare themselves, angles, this and that. So it's interesting.
The first play that you guys ran, it was basically the same action 3 times in a row and getting a whole bunch of different things out of it. I think that's probably a pretty good example of what you're talking about here, just how versatile is this offense now, especially with Cam Johnson?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we respect each other, and we still kind of trying to know each other. But Cam is. I told him he cannot try to fit in. He needs to be himself, and I think more and more he's gonna do that and be more aggressive. But yeah, I think it's we respect each other's space. We know each other, and then if someone is open, we're gonna find him.
Nikola, how do you go about getting to know your teammates?
I mean, just put him in different situations, how he's reacting, what he likes, what he don't like. Some guys want to ball in transition. Some guys want to play of the live dribble. Some guys want to pass and catch. So it's just small little details and small little. Just by playing, you're gonna get to know each other better.
Why did you do Duran Holmes sturdy like you did on the bench in the first half?
What?
Squirted them with water.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nikola, at Media Day you joked about saving Bruce's career again. I guess, what have you seen from him? Or is he providing the same kind of energy he did a couple years ago?
Yes, I mean, and I think he's going to get even better, just like I said, getting used to him. I think he's figuring out what we need from him, and he's being aggressive. When you make shots, it's a little bit better, But I think he understands that his defense is something. His transition, and spot up shot. When you score threes, it's going to be always easier for you.
When you threw up a pass to AG, did you know he was going to 360?
No, that's all him. He's a freak of nature, a freak of athleticism, whatever, and he looks my pass look make my pass look good.
What would you score it?
Really good. I'm not gonna lie. That looked really good, especially from my angle. I don't know. He's like 10 for sure.
Nikola, do you feel like you can relax or breathe easy when you are subbed out by Jonas Valanciunas and how he's playing?
I never relax and breathe easy, my friend.
No. You breathe harder?
Thomas Shelby said, "There is no rest for me on this world." If you guys watch Peaky Blinders.
I was going to say, you're quoting Peaky Blinders now. It's a good show.
The heave rule came into effect in the first quarter. Jamal got the ball in the backcourt and chucked up a 3-quarter court. I know we talked about it, joked about with you earlier, but is it better for the NBA now that guys are making it a habit to throw that ball up at the end of the quarter?
I guess. I mean, you never know when the ball's gonna go in, and I think it's momentum changing, so you can really affect the game in the moment, in that specific moment. So I think it's good.
What happens in games for you
I mean, it just happened like that. I never come to the game, and you know, it just happened. So, but I'm okay. I'm okay, whatever. You know, so.
Is it a way that they're defending you? Like, what are you watching for when the game starts?
I don't know. It just we opened the game really easy, like but we had open looks, and just flow of the game was like that. People were getting open, people were screening for each other, and getting other people open, so the ball find the open guy. And I was the guy who was passing the ball.
What's the next thing that you guys need to work on? Just next thing that you want to take it, like, really improve going?
I mean, I think on defensive end, like, we're still trying to figure out, you know, it's a new terminology for us, it's a new everything, and I think we still did not understand completely. In this situation, we're doing this. In this situation, we're doing this. You know, I think we can still be more aggressive on the ball, on the passer, on the receiver. You know, just be more aggressive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Pleasure. Like always.
What's working for that group, and for you, does it feel less futile than it has in years past?
I just remember hella turnovers. It's the last thing I remember, but just a lot of turnovers. So I think we're still trying to figure out. I think we have a lot of potential. I think not just the second unit. I think like guys. I mean, Julie hasn't played yet. Spencer hasn't played too much yet. Like, there's so many guys that we can plug in with that second unit that can really take off. So I think we can get a lot better, and we're still just getting comfortable with each other and the timing and all that. But you know, I think we were pretty good on the defensive end, talking and kind of just holding the lead for as long as we did. But I just see a lot of potential for the future with that.
Feels like you guys are just consistently relentless attacking the paint. Like, shots weren't necessarily falling a bunch tonight, but it still felt like you guys got whatever you wanted. Just in terms of creating good shots and working for good shots every single possession, how much effort does that take, or is it getting easier with this group?
It takes effort. I think just sustaining it for 48 minutes is our challenge, and just keep the ball hopping. You know, we're doing a good job of getting into stuff, mixing up our play calls, and everybody kind of getting a touch. You know, so I think we're still in that early stage of figuring out everything, which is a plus because we're pretty damn good. So.
What are some of the efforts that you put in to get into the rhythm early?
What are some of the what? Efforts? Just defense. Just talking on defense and not trying to turn it over. So for the first half, I think we had one turnover, maybe two. Like, I mean, that's the type of basketball we need to play. If we can do that for the whole game, then we'll be in great shape. I think execution, not turning it over, and defense intensity, I think those three are the things we try to focus on.
David Adelman just called you a champion and one of the best players of this generation. What's your relationship been like with him, and obviously your first full season with a different head coach here?
It's amazing. He has a lot of trust, not just myself, but everybody. He gives a lot of freedom to guys. Hears you out, has a lot of play calls. He's an offensive genius. I mean, just everything. He's just a really cool guy, honestly. I'm happy to play for him, and you know, with our offensive coach being here now, our coach is going to be really helpful. You know, just kind of always talking to us, always giving the pointers that he sees and stuff. He doesn't have to wait for the next film session to tell us what he wants and stuff. So, like I said, we're just going to keep getting better, and we're off to a good start.
A lot of physicality on the other side with Book and Dylan Brooks and even Colin getting out there and mixing it up. Just what do you like about going back and forth with this team?
It's always competitive. No, it's always fun to go against Book, and you know, we see each other so many times. You know what I'm saying? So it's always a fun game, and obviously Dylan's my guy. It's always fun to go against him. Colin Gillespie, always fun to go against him. So we got a lot of ties over there, and just good basketball. It's just fun basketball. You know, win or lose, it's just fun to be out there, especially on the home court.
You talked a lot about being refreshed and kind of reinvigorated from this offseason, just kind of getting back and getting home and playing at the home opener for the first time. Just how can you guys continue to get energy from this crowd and throughout this season, like, because it's a long season, as you know?
I think just knowing what the goal is, I think that's what makes it most fun. You know, there's a lot of teams in the NBA that don't have a chance, you know, and to have this kind of opportunity with the group of guys that we have and to be with this organization for this long is just an amazing opportunity. So it's a lot of fun and just trying to make the most of it. I think everybody is, and we realize that the squad that we have, and we're trying to make the most of it. So everybody's locked in, win or lose. Everybody's trying to improve and build with intent.
With 7 players finishing in double figures, what does that balance mean for you, and does it allow you to play more freely?
Just means that we're sharing the ball and guys are finding their spots. We're not forcing it. Like I said, one turn with the first half, you know, that means guys are just taking what's being given and we're sharing it. You know, we have the best playmaker in the world, and I mean, I don't think he shot for a whole half. You know, he was just did 15 assists like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we play. We're super unselfish, and it's fun to see everybody kind of get on the action.
Jamal, your guys' activity level, I think you had 14 steals tonight as a team. How has that been a focus so far going into the year, just trying to get out in transition, you know, trying to get steals, trying to generate runs like that?
Yeah, like I said, it's just big things in execution is really huge, and limiting turnovers, and I said something else, defensive intensity. I think just, you know, trying to see what the refs are allowing. You know, different refs allow different things, different times, different parts of the season. So I think just early on, everybody's trying to play super aggressive and deal with the consequences, and as the season goes on, it does whatever. But you know, that's a focal point, just playing hard on defense and trying to force turnovers.
You guys have had a bunch of different guys, Peyton, Bruce, taking the ball up. What type of dynamic does that add to your guys' offense?
Just a variety. You know, I think we can have different looks, misdirections. I don't have to handle the pressure all the time. Guys can get better at bringing the ball up. So I think it's all good if the more people bring the ball up. You know, not everybody that brings the ball up is going to be pressured by that guy. So yeah, we're still experimenting, in my opinion. You know, it's still very early, and we're still trying to see what works and what doesn't. So.
Jamal, sorry if you touched on this already, but does the narrative around you being a slow starter, does that bother you at all, or has it bothered you?
I mean, that's why I want to come out and just have a good November, October, whatever it is.
So, no, or?
I said, yeah, that's why I wanted to have a good November or October or whatever it is.
Another solid night for the second unit. I'll just ask broadly what that opens up for you as a coach and does for the squad as a whole.
It keeps the minutes, you know, at a good place. I mean, that's most important in the sense of the long run of this. But it also gives us a good indication of what we can and can't do with lineups. And it's not going to be Jamal every night with that unit. Right now it is. So no, it just adds flexibility to what we're doing. And I was really proud. I put Spencer in for 30 seconds, and he plays unbelievable defense. And I said that before the game. It's just guys just have to be patient with their opportunities when they come, and when they do come, you have to give everything you have, and that unit has a chance to be successful as we work our way through what the best actions are for that unit. You know, Jamal and Valanciunas are very good in the pick and roll. We have to keep finding ways for Tim to get looks, and then Bruce does his thing. You know, he just kind of finds a way. I thought Peyton's activity tonight was great. He screened well. He got on the rim. Everyone's going to talk about his dunk, which was a highlight play. But he had multiple times where he explored the paint with the roll, and that allows you to, you know, produce offense behind it. So a lot of good stuff.
What areas have you noticed that Peyton has improved coming into this season?
Ball handling, strength, mental toughness, which is just confidence and getting older as a player. He just has to, again, he's the same thing. Even if you're actually playing in the rotation, some nights might be your night where you get 14 points. Some nights you should have a couple of blocks, a great rebound. You know, whatever equates to winning is really all that really matters. So no, he's been good, and like I said, I think the biggest growth for me is just the maturity overall that has to continue, you know, through a tough season.
Other than the Spencer possession, you left Nikola in with 3 fouls there late in the half. Is that a general philosophy for you in terms of letting guys kind of play through their foul trouble, or is it sort of a specific thing to trust with Jokić? What's your kind of overall thought?
I wouldn't say just Jokić. I'd say the player in general. People that can understand the situation, how to be aggressive without fouling. Because you also don't want to leave somebody out there that just doesn't play, that just lets people lay the ball in. Because what's the point? I thought he did a good job of, impacting Booker's pick and rolls early without using his hands, then getting himself back to the paint. That way he's not committing a fourth foul. He has a high IQ. So, yeah, that could have gone the other way. But to the earlier question, too, if it did go the other way, Valanciunas isn't a bad option.
What's it say about the depth of the team when Nikola has one shot in the first half and you're playing well?
Yeah, and also that's how they guard us, and I do think it's the more weapons you have when people guard us like that, he doesn't have to try to go through 3 bodies to keep us in a game. It's just make the right play. I think he had another triple-double, right? So 14 assists?
Yes.
Yeah, so, 15. Just take 15. Just take what you get, what's given to you. And I think that's who we're going to be, and I think the more we can put that on tape, that we can win games that way, the harder it is to decide to do that. If we can win games just moving the ball and taking the right shot, we'll have a solid season.
Two Aaron Gordon questions. Given the ovation he got before the game, why does this crowd love him so much? And second, why has he never been an all-star to this point in his career?
Yeah, I think the crowd likes him because he dunks a lot, and he had 50 points the other night and the championship and everything else. But I also think it's his personality, just like his – I know you guys cover our team, so when you interview that guy, whatever you're getting is exactly what he is, and that's hard to find in today's world. Like, he is a genuinely West Coast guy. I love Aaron. Like, I'm from that side of the country, and something to be said for that kind of attitude. You know what? He should have made it a few years ago, in my opinion.
The all-star.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to get, and we were the number 1 seed. You know how that is. Sometimes when winning trumps numbers, and he had such a good first half, but I don't know what the votes are. Those are private, but he had to be close that year. So I know this. He has all-star qualities. He's a winning basketball player. He can morph into whatever you need him to do. Like tonight, he's bringing the ball up. I always bring this up, but what a gift to have a real power forward, like a 90s power forward that actually can handle the ball and initiate NBA offense.
David, kind of on the flip side of that, did you have any conversations with Jamal about the importance of starting this season a little faster than he has historically?
Yeah, but again, I think in the past he's had starts that were okay. I think everybody was really into the numbers back then, and now that we've won, I just think it's more about just the mentality of how he's playing and not chasing the numbers where you feel pressure before contracts or why you been an all-star. And some of those questions are kind of ridiculous to me because how many all-stars haven't won championships? How many all-stars don't have a triple-double in the finals? How many all-stars don't have 3 50-point playoff games or whatever the hell he has, 4 or 5? So ask that question sometimes too. Like, yeah, he doesn't go to the glorified pickup game, but the guy is a champion and one of the best players this generation.
You said consistently and mentioned at pregame that it's going to be a learning process for Cam,
Yep.
but he did look more comfortable tonight, especially in some of the actions with Nikola. Did you and the staff make adjustments on that, or is this just a result of the process?
Just the process. We do what we do. Even tonight, one time he stepped up and set a pick on Jokic's guy and got a better feel for where to roll. And he hit the little jumper. Stuff like that. It takes game experience. So I will say this was a positive night. We turned the ball over a lot in the second half. The second half sucked. So please print that too. When we had 19 assists, 1 turnover at half, and then I thought we just kicked the ball around for a while. So that can't happen in games against really quality opponents.
There was a play in the second quarter where you had Bruce kind of handling the ball. Jamal was off ball, and then Jonas was actually in the corner, and he cuts baseline. Do you feel like you're putting guys in different spots throughout the game, and what's kind of your reasoning for doing that, if so?
Yeah, sometimes spacing is determined off just the ATO that we're running. Sometimes it's based off the matchups. That's how Peyton got the dunk, is we wanted to put not the center in the action, but maybe somebody we thought we could roll behind that was on the ball. And then the initiator of the offense a lot of times is just, like I said, the best matchup. I said that pregame. And again, to be honest, we try to do that, and we turn it over a lot. So this will be a journey for us in that sense. We have to find ways to get it across half court efficiently, and that sounds crazy, but it's the truth, because once we're in the half court, a lot of good things happen.
On a night where you guys only make 9 threes, you still score 133. Even when teams know what you're trying to do getting into the paint, how do you still find opportunities to get there?
Just finishing your cut, being okay with you know, not getting the ball when you do it, and then eventually it's going to pay off for you or somebody else. I know we're the outlier in the league. Every year we've talked about shooting more threes. I want to, but if you make 38 free throws and you score 60-plus paint points, why would you shoot more threes? So it's like one of those things. And it's going to be night. It's not every night, but it's nice to have that threat out there with a guy like Tim that can, on any given night, make 8 of them. You know, so I hope we shoot more. But if we win games like this and that's how we win the game, you know, you got to be okay with that.
Coach, you guys had 14 steals tonight.
Yeah.
You only had 14 or more steals, I think, 3 times last year. Just that activity that you talked about and seeing that on defense, what were you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to be more aggressive at the nail than in the past. Some of that, you know, semi-drop coverage allows you to do that. And then you got to be okay with, there's also times where we're aggressive at the nail and, you know, they knocked down above the break threes. And they had some good shooters that made shots, but you can't take away everything in this league. And so trying to protect the paint and our coverages is most important. And we think by doing that, it allows more aggression at that nail position, more guys to, you know, get their hands on the ball, less of our 5s having to rotate around and be more towards the basket. Then you got rotational guys that should be flying around, you know. And not to mention, I thought we had really active hands, but yeah, that has to be who we are. You know, it has to be a team-based defense that has great activity that covers for each other.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.